Good morning. It is very early. The sun has just come up and we are attempting something pretty ambitious today. We are taking a little day trip to Finland.
Why not get another country?
Yeah.
We already had Theo's deworming treatment done for Norway, and we had basically a 5-day window, and we thought,
Yeah, Finland has the same rules, and Finland is right there. So we started looking at it, and you can take the ferry from the Stockholm area, which is where we are. You can take the ferry over to Finland. You can go all the way to Helsinki if you have more time. I think it's an overnight ferry, or you can go during the day, but it's like quite a few hours. So if we had more days, we would probably do that. But in between Sweden and Finland, there's this little cluster of islands called the Åland Islands. I think that's how you say it. And they're Finnish. They speak Swedish there, but they belong to Finland. And it's only like a 2-hour ferry. So that is where we're going. Bless you, Theo.
well, it's like 5.5 hours if you go right from the center of Stockholm. But
Yes, but if you drive outside the city,
Yeah.
there's 2 different spots you can take the ferry from. One is like an hour and a half outside the city. One's like 2 hours out. And then it's just a 2-hour ferry, which is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it makes for an early morning, but you can technically do it in a day. So we're heading over there to spend the day, and then we'll come back tonight before heading to Norway tomorrow. It's going to be a little crazy. We'll see. I looked up so much information to try and find out just like how to do a day trip there, and I honestly didn't find anything. I was like, surely people do this. Like, it must be a thing that people do. But I couldn't find anything, so we're going to do it and see if it works, and we will take you along and give you all the info.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah.
from what we can see so far, the ferry looks like very similar to kind of BC ferries in terms of size and
Yeah.
and like the you can drive on and everything. So we are driving onto the ferry, so we'll have the car on the other side, which will be really handy.
Yeah.
And then we'll just kind of zip around the island all day and come back. So we get back at like 7:30 or something like that.
Yeah. Should be a good day. Little Theo will get another country, probably his only opportunity to go to Finland, and yeah, should be fun. Hopefully, we'll see. When the alarm went off early this morning, I was like, this was a terrible idea, but I think it'll be a good idea.
We're doing it now, yeah.
Yes. Okay, we made it. I can't
We are
believe
in
it.
Finland.
We are in Finland, and it's very cool. This island, it's like a territory kind of Finland. It is technically Finland. The language is Swedish, and it's like right in the middle of them. They have their own flag. They have their own everything.
They also don't pay. There's no tax here,
Right.
or there's no tax. Well, there's definitely no tax on the boat, but I don't
Yeah,
think there's tax
lots
here
of people
either.
were buying lots of
Lots,
duty-free
lots of beer,
on the ferry.
like stacks, like
Yeah, I
a
think it's what
trolley,
people do.
a cart stacked with like Heineken,
Yeah.
tax-free, duty-free Heineken,
Yeah. it's
and then probably
very
just
much a
turning
thing.
around and going back.
Yeah.
And it's worth the price of the
Yeah.
ticket, I guess.
Yeah, but the ferry ride was very beautiful and quick. 2 hours flew
Yeah.
by, and then we drove
Sailed
from-
by, you could say.
Sailed by. You're right. And then the little drive into the town is adorable. It's so cute here,
Yeah.
and it's also just a beautiful day. It's chilly, but it's sunny and gorgeous.
The wind is making it a bit cool, but it's so nice to have the sun.
Yeah.
And actually, this island is like they get the most sunny days in all of Scandinavia, so that's very fun.
But they do also get a lot of wind. They're like 90% wind powered, which is pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Also, the roads are a lot of them are red because of like the soil, similar to PEI. So us Canadians, we know a thing or two about red roads and red soil. But very fun.
So those are all of our fun facts so far. And yeah, we drove in close to the town. There's basically one main town on the island. And we came out to this beautiful viewpoint. So we're going to start here. And then we're going to probably walk around the little town, check out the beach, I think. Maybe grab some food and then see what else we have time for. Pack it all in before we head back to the ferry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's been such a nice afternoon exploring.
Yeah, it's a very small town, but actually the waterfront is quite large because it's an island. The seaport used to be like the biggest in this area, so I guess they used to have a lot of traffic. If you're Canadian, think like in Newfoundland, Gander Airport, and how all the planes would have to refuel. I'm thinking it's something like that where they would get a lot of traffic with the boats coming through the seaport.
That makes sense.
Stocking
right,
up and things like that.
Right in between Sweden and Finland, right in the middle.
Yeah, and just like connecting other parts of Eastern Europe and then like over to the UK and
yeah. That's a good fun fact.
I mean, that's a hypothesis combined with a fun fact.
It's been a fun day. It's definitely a worthwhile day trip in my opinion. It would be really cool to stay over here overnight and spend more time.
Or even zip over to the other, like to other parts in Finland and go to Helsinki from here, or
other little islands in the archipelago, because there's a lot of islands that are a part of Åland. But yeah, to come here for the day, I think it's such a great day trip. I don't know why I didn't see anything about it. I don't know why this isn't something that, it doesn't seem like a lot of people do this, but they should. And you can bring your dog too if you do the whole thing, which we did. Anyway, now we are driving around. We're going to go to see some more sights. Going to go see a little church, I think, and then make our way back to the ferry. Yeah, and we picked up some vegan burgers that we were going to have for a picnic in the car. Yeah. Okay. Theo, are you having fun? Alright, we are waiting in line for the ferry now. That was such a fun day.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad we came. I remember looking at these islands being like, that's Finland, and I feel like we could go there, and I'm glad we did.
Yeah, I was actually looking up at one point, seeing if I could fly quickly to London to catch a soccer game. with my dad, who's there right now. And then Katie was like, or we could go to Finland. And I was like, that's funny. And then when you said what it was, I was like,
It was a good idea because we had to do all of Theo's stuff to bring him to Norway.
Yeah.
And then within that window, Finland has all the same regulations. So it was like, if we could make it to Finland within those 5 days, that would work, because otherwise we'd have to go through the whole thing to bring him to Finland one day. And we probably wouldn't have the opportunity to do that. So I'm glad we did. And yeah, this was a great day trip. And it's really cool. And again, I don't know why more people don't do it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that we found it, and highly recommend. We'll put all the info on like how to get here and everything in the description.
Yeah, so just a note about that, because what you said about like people maybe not knowing that this is a thing to do quite as much. I do think that the tours are a thing to do. And there are a lot, they must be seasonal, because what Katie originally found was from a different spot going right into the town.
Yeah, there's 2 different ferries. Like, there's 2 different spots to arrive on the island, and there's 2 different spots to leave
coast
outside of Stockholm.
Yeah, so basically we drove a little bit further, and then we were docking in Akero. And so the one that we're taking, the ferry that we're taking, is the Akero line, or Akero something along those lines.
Yeah.
And with that, it's 2-hour ferry, and then like 30-minute drive into the town, into the bigger like part of the island. So
yeah, whereas the other ferry takes you right in there, and I think that's where like cruise ships would port and everything like that. But we looked and couldn't find any ferry service, and maybe it's just because it's off season,
or maybe they're just doing tours right now.
Yeah.
So that part is unclear, but we can definitely give you information on this one. And if you have a car, it's definitely a good way to do it. I don't know, because I think without a car it would be tricky just being out here. I think they have whole packages where they, bus you from Stockholm, and then you go on the ferry, and then they bus you into the town, or something like that. So there are definitely packages, and there are like Christmas ferry cruises and things like that.
Cool.
So there are lots of fun things. Actually, I think all of December, even like part of November, they do entertainment on board, which is kind of fun. Being on the evening ferry should be interesting.
Really fun.
Maybe we'll get some entertainment. Maybe it'll be a little more hopping with everyone drinking duty free. So we'll keep you posted on that if anything fun goes down. But
yeah, and hopefully we'll catch a sunset, although some clouds have rolled in and it's looking kind of stormy, so who knows.
Very dark, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this was interesting, and definitely recommend adding this to your list if you are in Stockholm or in Sweden and you want to zip on over to Finland for the day.
Yeah, or I guess you could probably come from Helsinki as well if you're in Finland.
That is true.
To come here. So yeah, thanks for watching. I think almost through the Europe vlogs. We just have a couple more spots to go.
It's true.
And then that's it. So yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.